Listen, what if I told you reggae history isn't just the singers and the slogans? Because real reggae power? A lot of it lives in the guitar, that tight skank on the offbeat, the little melodic answers between the lines, the sharp stab that makes the bass feel even heavier. And the wild part is, so many of the greatest reggae guitar players never got the spotlight. They were in the studio at 2 a.m., cutting classics, then slipping back into the night, like ghosts. Reggae is full of legends, yes, but it's also full of unsung hands, players who shaped the sound of Studio One, Treasure Isle, Channel One Vibes, Black Ark Madness, UK Tours, and Lovers Rock Sweetness, without always getting their names on the front cover. So today, we're fixing that. We're counting down 12 criminally underrated reggae guitarists, players who deserve way more recognition. Some were session kings, some were band generals, some played on songs you've heard 1,000 times, and still never knew who was on guitar. All right, turn it up. Let's go. Close your eyes and picture early Kingston, the ska to rocksteady bridge, sweaty dance floors, sharp horns, and a guitar chopping like a metronome with attitude. Jah Jerry's style is that upward, driving strum that pushes the whole band forward. Simple, but deadly in the pocket. Jah Jerry was a foundational guitarist in Jamaica's early popular music movement and a founding member of the Skatalites, the session machine behind so much ska and early reggae. He played on sessions connected to major early recordings and artists, including work tied to the first wave of Jamaican stars. Jah Jerry was later honored by the Jamaican government with the Order of Distinction for his contribution to Jamaican music. Why he's underrated? Because early Jamaican music history often celebrates the songs, but forgets the hands that built the rhythm language. Jah Jerry helped define that guitar engine room, and most people still don't say his name. For real reggae heads, this is a roots foundation stone.
If you fall from the race, it's no dis.
If rocksteady had a heartbeat you could touch, Lynn Tate's guitar is right there. Clean, percussive, and sharp like a razor on silk. The vibe is slower than ska, heavier on the sway, like the whole island learning a new walk.
Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy.
Lynn Tate moved to Jamaica and became a pioneer of rocksteady, leading Lynn Tate and the Jets, who played on an insane number of Jamaican recording sessions, sometimes multiple sessions a day. Their recording of Take It Easy is cited as one of the earliest rocksteady singles, and it hit #1 in Jamaica. Tate has been credited with shaping foundational parts of the rocksteady feel, and his band, the Jets, included other serious players. This was a true studio super team era.
No need to worry.
Why he's underrated? Because rocksteady doesn't always get the mainstream shine that roots reggae gets, and session leaders rarely become household names.
Take it easy, take it easy. No need to worry.
But if you love reggae's sweet spot groove, Lynn Tate is part of the blueprint.
Hoping every day things would come my way.
This is that classic rocksteady to reggae transition sound. Guitar rhythm so tight, it feels like it's locking hands with the bass. Not flashy, just perfect. Like a good drummer's hi-hat, you only notice it when it's missing.
I was lonely, yeah.
Linford Hux Brown played on major rocksteady and reggae recordings in the 60s and 70s, and later became a longtime member of the touring band for Toots and the Maytals. He's credited on key tracks including Alton Ellis's Girl I've Got a Date, and he also played on songs like Rivers of Babylon, The Melodians, and The Harder They Come, Jimmy Cliff.
Once upon a time.
In 1971, Hux Brown was recruited to play lead guitar on Paul Simon's Mother and Child Reunion, a moment that quietly shows how Jamaican guitar touch influenced worldwide pop and rock records.
I was lonely, yeah.
Why he's underrated. Because the rhythm guitar role is often treated like background, but Hux helped define the feel of the era.
Hoping every day things would come my way.
Today, his greatness lives on quietly in collectors' crates and serious playlists.
When your love is beautiful.
Now we slide into lovers' rock warmth, guitar lines that feel like late-night streetlights reflecting on wet pavement. Willie Lindo's touch is smooth, emotional, and clean, like he's playing feelings, not strings. Willie Lindo is known as a veteran Jamaican guitarist, producer, engineer, and he worked closely with Dennis Brown, both as a session guitarist and as a producer. He's credited as lead guitar on Dennis Brown's album Foul Play, 1981.
Nothing that can go wrong. Way to one.
And he produced Dennis Brown projects, including Love Has Found Its Way, and spoke about producing the classic Lovers Rock album, Inseparable, as well. That Lovers Rock polish wasn't accidental. Lindo emphasized the ingredients of a classic album: strong songs, tight performances, and the right sonic blend. Why he's underrated? Because producers and session guitarists often get erased behind the singer's fame. But Willie Lindo helped shape the romantic, grown folks side of reggae.
It's like an everlasting song.
If you've ever been healed by a Dennis Brown record, there's a good chance Lindo's guitar is part of that healing.
All reggae music.
Here's a rhythm guitarist who makes the skank feel like a weapon. Not loud, not messy, just unstoppable. This is Greenwich Farm studio muscle, tight, steady, and confident. Tony Chin is a Jamaican guitarist, best known for his work with the legendary session band Soul Syndicate, originally the Rhythm Raiders. Soul Syndicate were among Jamaica's top session backing bands from the early 70s into the mid-80s, recording for major producers and backing big vocalists across roots and early dancehall eras. Official bios highlight Chin's signature sound, like his bottleneck playing associated with Observer Station, showing how he could color roots reggae without ever crowding the mix. Why he's underrated? Because when a band is that in demand, the public remembers the singers first. But Tony Chin's rhythm work is the kind of playing that made producers trust a take. One pass, one cut, classic forever. This is where the guitar feels spiritual, like it's not just rhythm, it's reasoning. Chinna's playing can be delicate, then suddenly firm, like he's guiding the whole track back onto the path. Earl Chinna Smith is known for his work with Soul Syndicate, extensive session work, and playing guitar with Bob Marley and the Wailers, with credits across big Marley albums and recordings. His story is classic Jamaican genius, building early guitars from whatever was around, then graduating into the top studio circles, including work linked to the Aggravators and the Upsetters era connection. His discography is so massive that he's described as appearing on hundreds of albums, one of those names where you start seeing him everywhere once you're paying attention. Why he's underrated. Among musicians, he's respected like royalty, but the general audience still doesn't clock how much of the Marley sound and the 70s roots feel is built on guitarists like Chinna. Secret weapon status for real. Mikey Chung brings that sharp modern edge, still roots, but with a sleek, slightly futuristic feel. His playing can be tough like street corner energy, then suddenly clean like a studio spotlight. Mikey Chung was a Jamaican musician known for guitar keys and deep work across major reggae worlds. He backed Peter Tosh as part of Word, Sound, and Power, working on albums like Mystic Man, Wanted Dread, and Alive, and Bush Doctor. He also worked with Lee Scratch Perry, collaborated around the Sly and Robbie ecosystem, and played on albums with Black Uhuru like Anthem, Red, and Chill Out. Mikey's career also crossed into international pop and rock circles. He's one of those Jamaican musicians whose fingerprints show up in surprising places. Why he's underrated? Because he wasn't a frontman, he was a builder. But if you love that tough, crisp late 70s into 80s reggae band power, Mikey Chung deserves his flowers.
It was written down there in the book of life for us to understand.
This one is about stage heat, that band on the road stamina. Dougie's guitar feel is the kind that can hold a whole crowd, tight rhythm, strong accents, and that festival-ready drive.
And you trade the pleasure to fight against your brother.
Radcliffe Dougie Bryan is widely associated with Toots and the Maytals, serving as a guitarist for decades, and he's recognized for his work on many hit tracks and performances within that world. His passing in October 2025 was reported by major Jamaican press, with tributes focusing on how important his playing was to the Maytals sound across the years.
It is a pleasure to persecute your sister.
Long-running band guitarists like Dougie often become the secret glue. They know every arrangement, every tempo shift, every crowd moment, and they keep the whole show from falling apart. Why he's underrated? Because live reggae history doesn't always get documented like studio history.
Do it without measure, at your own leisure.
But the Maytals' power on stage? That's not accidental. Dougie's work lives in the muscle memory of reggae touring culture. If you know dancehall's early muscle, you know this vibe. Guitar that cuts through like a blade, even when the drum and bass are shaking the whole yard. Bingy Bunny could make a rhythm feel dangerous, in a good way. Eric Bingy Bunny Lamont was a Jamaican guitarist regarded as one of the most important and innovative reggae guitarists, with work connected to groups like the Morwells and the legendary Roots Radics. The Roots Radics, formed by key players including Bingy Bunny, became a powerhouse backing band, laying down rhythms for reggae and dancehall's growth. Bands like Roots Radics didn't just play songs, they built rhythm architecture that singers and DJs could ride for decades. Why he's underrated? Because session band history often gets flattened into producer names. But reggae guitar innovators like Bingy Bunny changed the language of the instrument inside reggae, quietly but permanently. Donald Kinsey's guitar brings that blues rock bite into reggae. Clean bends, strong attack, and a feeling like the guitar is speaking in full sentences. Perfect for Tosh because Tosh needed a guitarist who could stand fearless beside him. Donald Kinsey was best known for being part of Word, Sound, and Power, the backing group for Peter Tosh, and he also toured, also recorded with major artists in and around reggae history. Kinsey's career bridged worlds, American blues, bloodline energy, meeting Jamaican rebel spirit. That blend helped Tosh's live and recorded sound hit even harder. Why he's underrated. Because reggae guitar fans often focus on Jamaican-born players only, and Kinsey gets filed under rock blues. But in Tosh's world, Kinsey helped sharpen the blade. That's reggae history too. Now this is a different lane, reggae with branches, funk, soul, jazz, pop polish. Cat Core's guitar can move from sweet melody to tight rhythm, then suddenly open into something almost cinematic. It's roots with expansion. Cat Core is a founding member of Third World, formed in 1973, and he's been a constant core member across decades, known not just for guitar, but also for musical range, including cello in the band's identity. In interviews and features, Cat's gear and tone journey shows how he's always cared about sound and clarity, because Third World style demands precision, not just vibe. Why he's underrated, because reggae fusion sometimes gets treated like a side genre. But Third World helped push reggae into new spaces without losing the heartbeat. Cat Core is one of the reasons reggae could travel globally and still sound Jamaican.
Let me tell you, if you're not wrong, why?
All right, number one isn't about hype, it's about impact. When you hear Exodus, you hear a guitar that's spidery and sharp, weaving through the groove without stepping on it. Junior Marvin's lead work helped make that album feel like movement, like people walking, leaving, arriving, surviving.
I see my sister, my brother, let's juggle.
Junior Marvin was invited to join Bob Marley and the Wailers around the Exodus era, and he played lead guitar on that legendary 1977 album. The Wailers' lineup around that period included multiple guitar voices, but Marvin's presence is a huge part of the record's identity.
I got to move along with my people.
Junior Marvin has spoken about how joining the Wailers was a major life pivot, one of those moments where a guitarist goes from being a great player to being on a record that becomes historic. Why he's underrated.
We know where we're from.
Because even on the biggest reggae album conversations, people talk lyrics first, then bass and drums, and the guitar becomes that nice extra thing.
Life you're living, hey, we know where we're going.
Nah. Junior Marvin helped shape the emotional electricity of the record. For real reggae heads, his playing is a masterclass in taste and tension.